We got the best spot of the whole camping, I think.
Yes.
Definitely the best one for the dog. With this view, huge garden and a lookout tower. We have never been to O-Ringen, so when we were invited to join the MTBO part of it, no was not an answer. It's gonna be 5 MTBO stages, plus 1 day off, and many side activities along, I guess. We are very happy to be here to experience it all, and we are also curious about how even this big ramps. The arena for first 2 stages was 40 kilometers south of Oskarshamn, separated from the Food O event. So with about 350 bikers, it was a Czech Cup-sized event. The first start was at 10 a.m, so even with driving there, we still could get up later than the first runners with starting times from 8 a.m.
The most important route choice, in my opinion, was to control number 9, where I took it from the right side on the gravel path and gained about a minute on my fellow competitors. My biggest mistake was a bad route choice to control number 16, where I lost 1 minute by going from the left side. Because we did the model event the day before, we knew a bit better how the terrain looks like around here and were more ready for it. But still, it wasn't enough. My tactic was to avoid less rideable paths in general and stay on the gravel paths, so for me it felt more like a long distance for almost half of the race today. Valerie took a different approach and went boldly to the difficult area straight away. She didn't understand yet how the junctions in this type of terrain look like, so she missed one and lost 3 minutes to the first control. It's usually better to go safe to the first control, especially on the multi-day events like this.
It was a sensible choice to stay near the arena for the stage 2, but neither won, so we had to get back to the camp for the prize giving. The camp functions as a town. There are 2,900 spots for campers and tents, kiosk for buying some food you need ASAP, charging points with Wi-Fi connection, a sufficient number of toilets, washing machines with a short program to freshen up your garments, water stations for drinking water and washing dishes, numerous trash bins for all separating you could need, including bio and electric waste, and all that is next to O-Ringen Square, where you can get a meal, get your bib numbers, training maps and sort problems, join some activities and presentations, find out information about upcoming O-Ringen events or buy new gear in the orienteering shop. With this one, don't wait until the last day if you are not expecting a top 3 podium for you. After the last prize giving, it fills up with all the winners wanting to spend their vouchers.
Second stage was the long distance in the extended area of the first stage. On the first sight, the maps look kinda easy and might be boring to someone, but it was as the long distance should be. Tough on the route choices and physical abilities. You never knew which route choice is the best. When comparing split times during evening ride with the Swiss guys, we find out that quite often we took all the route choices. Like for example the control number 8. It was fastest to go from the right side, I took the middle one and lost 15 seconds there, and Adrian took the left one and lost extra 30 seconds.
Due Tuesday evening. We are on our way to 2.5 stage. We go by car because of the dog and lack of time after the prize giving. So 0. And we are only cheering, not competing.
Because of the muddy area, we aren't able to get to our camping spot, so for this night we gotta camp down here. On the third day of O-Ringen, the activity day was planned for all but elite football athletes who had a sprint distance in the city. It was possible to try MTBO, trail or indoor orienteering on the day. Okay, so today is the activity day, and our goal was to try the trail as well. We took elite class. There are number of flags according to the description. If there is A to D, there are 4 flags, but as it's elite class, also none of them is correct. Could be an answer. So there are like five possible like answers. Let's say A, B, C, D, or Z, S. Neither one of those.
Okay, so we think the 7th is not correct because it should be behind the rock, and the 6th probably... Oh, this one.
We are somewhere here, like at the edge of the meadow. Okay, so there's only one control in the terrain. For us, is to decide if it's set correctly or not.
I would say it is correct.
Yeah, me too, because otherwise, there, like from the right side, it starts to climb it again,
this is
and we don't see anything else. Yeah, so yes, so A. Let's go for A.
How did you like it?
I liked it a lot. It was my first race in Trailer, so I'm really glad there was this possibility to come and try Trailer during the O-Ringen. And I think we did fairly well. We really have to improve our understanding of control descriptions, because that was the biggest problem of ours. But at the end, on the elite track, we made 5 mistakes out of 22 controls, so I believe that's fine.
After the trail O, we are visiting Uvo Island.
Uve.
It's real nice. It's raining but nice. And in an hour or something, we will go to see the elite sprint in the town. I do like the island.
It's fine.
You don't like the rain, I guess.
After a good sleep, it was time for us to do the sprint distance as well. For the first time, we could cycle to the start straight from the camp. I really enjoyed flying through the streets and on the Swedish cycling paths during the first couple of controls, but when I got to the forest, I got totally lost. I didn't understand it well and saw too many paths which weren't on the map. And similarly as on the World Cup in Smilten a couple of weeks before, I forgot to turn the map at the map exchange and went towards the control I've already been to. I have to pay more attention to this in the next races, because it becomes more and more popular to use multiple maps during the race. The biggest problem on the sprint was that there was a disc golf course built quite recently, and that there were many more paths in reality than on the map. Organizers tried to tape some of them, but there were too many, and it might be even more unclear with that much tape in the woods. Funny is that in this race I lost more time to the winner than in all other 4 stages combined.
It's time for our favorite Swedish tradition, Fika. We visited both Fika places nearby the camp, one at this historical building with a view over the camper town, and Fika Kontrollen in a beautiful vegetable garden. The only problem we were solving at the second one was payments only by cash or Swish. We know it's not worth it to exchange money for Swedish crowns when traveling there, but this year we found a few places where it was not possible to pay by card. Luckily, Euro saved us and we could enjoy this beautiful garden. Let's get back to the races now. Different colors of tapes marked different things in the terrain. White tapes were used for indistinct paths. Red and white tapes were used to warn about some kind of dangerous situation, like more difficult trail section or entrance to urbanization. And blue and yellow tape marked out-of-bound areas and was used between two closed paths, as riding off track was forbidden. Unfortunately, this created a big problem during the stage 4 when the tapes in the forest were placed wrongly. The area around the control 11 for women 21 was weird. I think this path was totally missing in the forest and the tapes were placed so it was not clear where we should enter the second path. This caused some great confusion in the forest and in the end led to cancelling the whole stage for women 21 and I believe some other categories too. Otherwise it was a very nice stage in a new forest with a lot of biking on trails using more complicated areas very nicely. After the fourth stage, we had finally a chance to see the main arena in all its beauty, because it was right next to ours. Look at this. This is the arena. And this is our tiny MTBO arena in it. With all the people, 8 finish lines for a non-stop stream of people from the last control, it is a thing to experience.
Last O-Ringen stage was long distance in pursuit mode, so we were starting behind each other with the loss we've accumulated over the previous 4 stages. I was starting first with 6-minute lead ahead of Noah. The first map had only one control, and because the next map didn't overlap completely, we had to wait a bit with the map exchange, so we couldn't plan the rest of the course while riding the gravel paths to the first control. Kudos to the course sitter for that. Because I didn't make the best route choices, I started to feel quite stressed about Noah catching me up. But luckily, on the last map exchange, we saw each other and I was still like 5 minutes ahead of him. So after that, my tactic turned into riding as safe as possible, even if it means slower route choices. This tactic worked out, so I could celebrate the overall victory at O-Ringen 2024.
The first and the second place in Women 21 was pretty much set at the start and only a huge problem could change it. For the third place, we had a solid race in the forest. Third started Irsha, 1 minute and 30 seconds behind her Ella, and I started 1.5 minutes behind her. At first I was a bit disappointed by the first map because there were almost no route choices and long map-wise easy legs on a good roads. I'm not good at this. But then I saw Ella around controls number 5 and 6 and it got me some energy. I thought she took a slower route choice to the 5th control, but she made a mistake right at the first one, so I got ahead of her right at the start and she was chasing me. After the 9th control, I slowly catched Irsha. Being at the 3rd place, I slowed down to be super secure in the more difficult areas, but I slowed down too much and Ella got me at the 11th control. From there we took different route choices. Hers was more difficult map-wise, but she did it right and overtook me. From there I was not able to catch her back. It was the most fun chase race I did so far. I like how the organizers solved a prize-giving ceremony with so many categories. Only the winners of each category are presented in groups on the podium, so the prize giving is quite prompt. Families, friends and clubs decorate their winners in advance, so they look all beautiful up there. After the last stage, all top 3 runners and bikers are presented in the same fashion.
Till mountainbike-orienteringen, vinnaren I D21 den här O-Ringen-veckan, från IKHP Husqvarna, Gabriella Gustafsson. Från Garphyttans IF, Karin Gustafsson. IKHP Husqvarna, Ella Palm. And in men 21, the overall winner in men 21 O-Ringen 2024 from Czech mountain bike orienteering team, Wojtek Ludwig. In second position from Olga Seeland, Noah Rieder. And in third place from OLG Biberist, Adrian Jeggi.
To sum it all up, the terrains were really nice, especially the trails. When riding, I didn't enjoy the beauty of the trails that much. More precisely, I got frustrated quite often when I couldn't ride the trails the way I wanted. But when I saw the footage, I realized how awesome the trails are and that at the end, they are pretty much rideable if you don't try to watch the map while riding them. The overall organization was superb and almost everything went smoothly. Over that week, we cycled some 200 kilometers each with 6.5 hours of racing. We hope we will come back next year to O-Ringen to ride trails around Linköping and to get ready for the World Champs 2026, which will be in Mora, Sweden. Our last big activity was cycling the narrow gauge railway from Åseda, and with that we said goodbye to Sweden for this year.